y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nia Imani, and I wanted to come and show you all a very quick, like less than an hour type of everyday makeup tutorial that you can do. This is my everyday type of look. You don't have to wear lashes, you can wear lashes. I do show you how you can achieve this look with or without lashes. It's very simple, okay? It's very simple. It's chocolate girl friendly, and I just want to come on here and show y'all my look. So yeah, I'm not gonna do a very long intro because it's not needed. Y'all see the face is beat. I look cute, I'm glowy, and that's just what that is. This look did not require actual eyeshadow. No eyeshadow was used for real in this actual tutorial, so it's very simple, very quick. So I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you all in the next one. All right, y'all, so we're about to make this very quick. Like I mentioned, this is my everyday type of makeup look. I don't wear makeup every single day, but if I did, this is what I would wear, and this is how I like to do my makeup. So I want to show y'all how quick it is for me to do this makeup look. Right now it is about 5:15. Let's jump right in. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in and prime my skin. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I like to use it. It is good for my oily combination skin. I feel like it hydrates my skin and it keeps me pretty matte. I get oily just naturally, but that's from a combination of things. Like, I don't feel like I'm oil free proof. Like, it don't matter what primer, setting spray, none of that stuff that I use, I'm gonna get oily. So I always just make sure that I prime my skin to make sure that my makeup has something to stick to, and that's just that. All right, and to set my primer, I am going in with a little bit of my Laura Mercier. This is just to ensure that my makeup is set, my primer is set, and to kind of help control some of the oils. I put it more so in the spaces where I tend to crease and I get oily, which is like my T-zone, my nose. I put it right here to kind of like blur out pores, and then in this area, my smile line, because I tend to crease there, like blurs the pores out. Like, what fucking pores? I don't have none. And the last thing I'm gonna do to prep my face before I move on to the eyes, because that's what I like to do before I get into foundation, I am gonna go in with my Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. This is in the shade 80WR. I like this concealer because it is kind of close to my actual shade of skin, but not really. But it has a tint of orange to help to cancel out any darkness and hyperpigmentation that I have. So I just put it in those areas where I tend to get dark marks, which is usually around this part of my face and then a little bit around my mouth. And then I just buff it out so that it blends seamlessly and it doesn't look super patchy underneath my foundation, because I don't want those problems. Okay, I have to change the settings on my camera because I was looking hella orange. But now we're about to get into the eyes. All right, so for eyes, I've been doing this new trick, and I hope y'all don't judge me, but I've been taking a little bit of edge control. This is the Style Factor Edge Control. Please make sure that in between, if you do use this look, or if you do use this tip, that you frequently clean your spoolie that you're going to be applying your edge control with, just because with the Style Factor, it does tend to cake up and kind of get white, and I don't really want white cakey type eyebrows. But pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my Edge Booster Edge Control on the back of my hand with my spoolie and really apply it to the whole spoolie. And then I'm going to apply it into my brows and kind of make them stand up, basically. I'm doing this because I was realizing my brows was just not, they was not giving the girls what they needed to give. And they were looking too mundane and they just looked like one, and I just didn't really like it. I wanted my brows to have some dimension. I wanted them to stand, my hairs to stand up and kind of give that spiky look and just look, you know, fun. So I like doing this. You don't need mad edge control, you just need a little bit. And I really more so focus the spikiness towards the front. This also helps them stay in place. Y'all see how spiky they are? Cool. So I'm actually gonna not go straight in with my product. I don't really use brow pomade anymore, so I'm gonna actually go into it with brow pencils, but let me let this dry, then I'll come back and then we'll start applying brow stuff. Okay, so to continue to give my brows a very natural look, I went ahead and I bought a new Fenty brow pencil because I started looking at pictures of myself and I was like, my brows is looking real dark, looking real harsh, okay? So I decided to go ahead and get the Brow MVP in dark brown, but I'm also going to be using brown black towards the end of it just to kind of give it some dimension, you feel me? So pretty much to keep my eyebrows looking natural and to keep it, you know, giving that spiky type of look, I'm gonna go in with my brow pencil in the front, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing like flicking motions upward. And you do not need to be heavy-handed with this at all. If you were to hold the brow pencil this close to your brow, you're gonna get harsher strokes. You hold it further down the actual pencil, you'll get lighter strokes. So do that. Whether you're applying brow pencil, brow pomade, whatever, you want to go in very light-handed with your brow product. And I just go in with a few strokes of the black brown towards the end just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. Alright, so to clean up my brows, I'm just going to go in with the Laura Mercier concealer. This is in the shade 5C. I really like this color and this concealer because it has good coverage and it doesn't really budge too much, and a little bit goes a long way. So I just go in very light-handedly, starting at the front of my brow, and begin to clean it up. Alright, because I do tend to actually crease on my eyelids, I'm just going to take this same concealer and I'm going to use this as my base for my eyeshadow. We're not really doing a whole eyeshadow look today, but I tend to crease. So I'm going to just take a fluffy angled brush and begin to blend out everything. And this is why I tend to do my eyes before I do my foundation, because if I already have foundation on, it will be concealer like all the way down here on my foundation, and I just feel like that's just too messy. And instead of like brushing it away, I more so pat it and pack the concealer so it doesn't really disappear. But when I do get towards the front, I do begin to like brush it out so it can kind of diffuse the look. I don't really like when the brows start to do that little eyebrow thing, that unibrow thing. So I more so like blend upwards so that the concealer doesn't really leave like a super unibrow look. And to double ensure that my lids don't crease, I go in with some of my Laura Mercier powder on that same brush, knock off any excess powder, and pack it onto the lid to set the concealer. Alright, so that's what we're going to do for the eyes today. And for eyeshadow, I do keep things very simple, especially on an everyday type of basis. I just take my bronzer, which is the Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami bronzer. And I like it because it's very brown, it's very rich, it's very warm. And I feel like, you know, you can really dress this up by putting on lashes, putting on mascara, putting on eyeliner. And it looks like you have on, you know, just very natural, warm, neutral type of eyeshadow. So I just go in with a pretty fluffy brush and I begin to just warm up my crease with it and just start packing it all over the lid. Very simple. You don't have to do the whole eyeshadow cut crease type of thing to get a nice look. Alright, so I'm not going to go in with my, not my concealers, but I'm not going to go in with my eyeliners and everything until I'm done with my foundation. For foundation, my everyday type of foundation, I kind of started steering away from drugstore foundation just because I found a foundation that I feel is truly my color and that truly works for me, which is the NARS New Caledonia Longwear Foundation. So we'll wait. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade New Caledonia, and I really feel like this is just truly my shade and it works for me. So I kind of just not stop giving up on other foundations, but because this works so well for me, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I just let it be. So I'm going to start applying it with a little brush, but I do like to blend out my foundation with like a beauty sponge, like a damp one. And please make sure you take that damn foundation to your neck and push it up just a little bitty bit in your hairline. I do, like when I'm done with my foundation and my makeup, I do go in my hairline and basically wipe away any excess foundation that might have been left, just because I do not like mixing edge control with foundation. I feel like that is a nasty tacky mess. And please brush the makeup onto your ears. Alright, and then I'm just going to follow up with my sponge and to begin to give it a more airbrush look by bouncing it out. And this also is going to help to pick up any excess foundation. I don't really like to look super caked up when it comes to my makeup. I just like to look like, okay, like she got on a nice little face. So my beauty blender is not soaking wet, it's damp. I feel like that's really been the key to getting that airbrush look too, because sometimes in the past I feel like my beauty blender has been too wet that basically it just started to sop up all my product and like it just wasn't a good look, right? So I make sure that I really wring out any excess water and just make sure that you can tell that it's damp, but it's not soaking wet. Like if I was to squeeze this, no water is to come out. If you can squeeze your beauty blender and water comes out, you need to keep wringing it out. All right, I'm going in with that same Laura Mercier concealer, and I like to just keep the concealer like right here, because basically when you blend it out, it's going to come this way anyway, so I don't really like to drag it out too much. I just really like to have a brighter under eye, and that's really it. I don't like to do too much. All right, and I take the pointy end of my sponge and I just begin to buff everything out. And any excess I like to kind of take in these areas, like up here and on my chin, because I don't really like to just put the concealer blatantly there. I just like to use what's left on the sponge. And I don't necessarily contour. I go in with my Fenty Beauty concealer in shade 490. And I really like this concealer because it is very warm and more so on the red side. You see, it's not a very cool concealer, which I used to use in the past. That would kind of make my whole contour process just look very muddy. And I don't really like that look anymore. But I like this concealer because it is more so on the red and warmer side. And I just like to place it a little bit higher than my actual cheekbone to give me a very nice, you know, chiseled and contoured type of look. But more so just kind of be the base for my bronzer that I'm going to apply. I don't have a super big forehead, but I still like to give myself that, you know, more warm look when it comes to it. I am going to go in with the brush that I applied my foundation with, just to kind of mix the contoury shade with my natural foundation to kind of help those two shades blend evenly or seamlessly. And I don't brush, I more so pat. And then any excess product I like to take underneath the chin. And then I go in with the flat side of my beauty sponge and I begin to blend out. Alrighty, and I'm going to take this side of my beauty sponge, lightly dip it into my Laura Mercier, blow off any excess powder and begin to push my Laura Mercier into the skin. I do not bake anymore. I simply set my skin. So you can see, like, you can see the difference, but you don't see the product really sitting on top of my skin. And a little bit goes a long way. Alright, so moving back to the eyes, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty bronzer, take a nice fluffy brush, and begin to smoke out my lower lash line. Alright, so now that that is smoked out, I'm just going to go in with my black eyeliner and just set the waterline. And then I'm just going to go in with mascara. This is the Monsieur by Lancome. And I'm just going to apply that to my top and my bottom lashes. Some days I do wear lashes, some days I don't wear lashes. But today I'm going to, but I want to show you all what it looks like with and without lashes. Alright, so this is what it looks like with just mascara on the top and bottom lid. This is some pretty good mascara. Alright, y'all, this is me with lashes, and we are almost done with the face, and it's 6:03, right? So the lashes probably took a good 8 minutes because, you know, you really gotta just make sure your lashes are intact. But to set my entire face, I am going to take some of my MAC Studio Finish. What is this? No, this is my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deep. And I'm just going to apply that all over the face just to, you know, blend everything out. Then I'm going to take a nice fluffy angle brush with some of my bronzer by Fenty Beauty. And then I'm going to begin to like lightly pack it and then brush it into the place where I put my bronzer. Not my bronzer, my contour. And I really love bronzer because it really does warm up the skin. And I don't necessarily contour, but I do go in with my bronzer and I kind of start from like right here and begin to, I would call it a light contour, but I kind of like to bring a little bit more definition to the brow bone. Not the brow bone, the what is this? I mean, technically you could call this contouring, but I like my nose a lot, so I'm not doing any really extreme contouring. I'm making the line a little more pronounced, profound, whatever you want to call it. You see? It's a little snatch. And I dust off any excess. Or I just like to blend it by going like this. Because it's about to get cold. And I don't look pale, but I know some of y'all might start looking pale in the winter time, in the fall. So bronzer is definitely going to be your best friend to keep your skin to keep your skin looking warm. So I'm going to go in with some of this Milk Makeup Refreshing Grip Spray, whatever it's called. But I do this for two reasons. One, to kind of take away the like powdery, ashy type of look. I like my skin to have a nice dewy skin type of finish look. But also I like to spray my face because I like to apply my highlighter to semi-damp skin because it just looks better and it glows better. So I'm just going to drench my face in this. Alright, and this spray actually dries pretty fast. I'm going in with my Cover FX, what is this? Their Perfector Face Palette. I really like it because it has really nice blush, bronzer, contour, highlight type of shades. So I go in with these three shades, 1, 2, 3, on a very nice fluffy and light brush. Knock off any excess powder, and I just lightly fan the highlighter on my face into the high points of my face at that. A little bit on my forehead, on my chin, my upper lip, on my brow, my lip bone, and then my nose. And then I take that same blush, well not that same blush, I take the blush that's in their palette. Again, knock off any excess powder, and I kind of mix my blush and my highlighter together. Alright, and to set my entire face, I'm going to go in with my Valjean. This is their matte spray. It has kaolin and vitamin E. It's a makeup mattifying setting spray. So you want to make sure you kind of fan your skin a little bit, because I'm going to show y'all a trick that's going to really help the makeup stay all day. And as you see your skin is starting to dry down, take the butt end of your beauty blender and begin to pat all your makeup in while your skin is still damp-ish. Like when it's on the side of like being dry, start patting it in. Alright, and for lips, I'm going to go in. Y'all know I'm very predictable. I'm taking my Chestnut Lip Liner by MAC. I like to kind of overline my lips just a little bit, just to make my lips look a little bit fuller. I do have pretty full lips, but this is just a trick that I learned from my friend, and I like it. And then for lips, I'm going in with Velvet Teddy by MAC, per usual. Oh, and before I get to dress this look up just a little bit more, I'm going to go back into this palette by Cover FX. I'm going to take this highlighter shade right here, which is more so like on the bronzy side. And I'm going to pack that in my inner corner just to really brighten up the look. All right, y'all, so this is the completed look. I hope you all like it. I put on me a little turtleneck because I'm gonna go out real quick, so I told you I had to make this really snappy. But it is about 6:27 and I am done with the look. I did start at 5:15, but I was pretty much done at about 6:15, so this look did take about an hour overall. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions on tutorials that you might want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.